It's all downhill from here, folks.
Select your character.
Because now we're starting Amy's story. Granted, Amy isn't as bad as she could be, but she's mediocre at best. Thankfully, her story is mostly just cutscenes. She's only got 3 levels, so it's not really that bad. She's not horrible, just she's a little too slow for my liking. We got Amy's theme playing in background. Well, it's better than Knuckles' theme where it has rap. I mean, I like the jazz, but...
I miss the good old days. Hanging out with my hero, Sonic.
So, is this implying that she hasn't hung out with Sonic in years? That was the beta version of Windy Valley that you just saw there. I'll be showing off a playable version of that in an extra video.
There was always something fun to do with Sonic around. I really miss him.
So, if she misses him, why didn't she just go to his house then? I mean, she's his stalker. Doesn't make any sense that she would accept not seeing him for years. So she drops her grocery bag, and she never does pick it back up. So she kind of wasted her money going out shopping today. Because she drops what she bought, and she never picks it back up.
Eggman, can it be? What's that?
Why is Chaos's theme playing when Chaos isn't a part of this cutscene?
Ow! You should watch where you're going, buddy. Hey,
And I hate
are you
how
all right?
it has
You look kind of hurt.
his eyes closed, but it doesn't have any blue eyelids. I mean, I know it's supposed to be all cartoony looking, but it still looks really
What's
weird.
this? Uh-oh.
So he walks right past her, and only then does he turn around to face her.
Yikes! You almost ran me over, creep. Oh no!
I'm gonna run in place.
Get out of here.
I do like that part of the cutscene. For the most part, I like Amy's cutscenes, although I hate how often her theme plays in them. It's not a horrible
That was
theme,
one of
it's
Eggman's
just...
robots, huh? He must have captured you, and somehow you got away, right? Don't worry, I'll protect you.
This right here
I'll do my
is
best
why
to keep
Amy's
us both from
characterization
harm.
is the best
I'll
that it
stand by
ever
you
has
all the
been in this
way.
game. You'd expect a storyline revolving around Amy's stalker to be entirely fixated on her being fixated on Sonic. You'd expect her to do the entire story just chasing after Sonic. But instead, it looked like I was standing on air there, but it turns out that I was actually standing on top of a car. You might think that the cars are a problem in this hub world, but they're really not, because they stop when they try to run you over. They don't hit you and hurt you like in Speed Highway and Knuckles level. And you can just stand on them and they ride around, which is pretty cool. But my point is, Amy's characterization is the best in this game because she's a perfect balance of sassy, sweet, and stalkerish. She's girly and she's sassy and sweet and spunky. Like, she's sassy, spunky, sweet, and stalkerish. She's not just a stalker. She dedicates her entire story to protecting a bird and helping it reunite with its family, instead of spending the entirety of her entire storyline fawning over Sonic.
My hero, Sonic.
I mean, there's this part of her story where she's chasing after Sonic, but after that's over, it's just her alone trying to rescue a bird.
Long time no see.
I consider this to be the canon version of the cutscene, just because Sonic is so much of a dick to her.
See, this little birdie's got in trouble. I think you should be his bodyguard a little while.
What?
basically is the part that is canon. Because in Sonic's story, it doesn't actually show him being a dick and running away from her. This is because the story was from Sonic's perspective, and so it didn't want to paint Sonic as a jerk who just avoid Amy. While Amy's version of the cutscene generally has inferior lines, that end part of it is canon because it shows how Sonic actually is. And it's weird because the story is from Amy's perspective. So you'd expect Sonic to be portrayed here as being in love with Amy, because a lot of people say that Amy is delusional and thinks that Sonic's in love with her. So you'd expect Sonic to be acting in love with her in Amy's story, which would actually be really funny. But it's a missed opportunity, but at the same time, it shows that she's not completely delusional. She knows that Sonic doesn't like her. And you can see that here, because Sonic isn't acting like he's in love with her.
What are we waiting for?
Amy!
Okay, who's in charge of determining which couples get in? Like, it says cute couples get in free, but who determines who gets in? Because it doesn't look like they're walking past anybody. It sounds like that would be really easy to abuse. Like, anybody can get in, apparently. It doesn't look like they're actually paying anyone or anything. But yeah, this is Amy's gameplay. As you can see, Amy's a lot slower than Sonic is. That's not really that big of a deal because of that. If you're running around and then you press the B button while you're running, then you'll do this really cool hammer jump where you hit the ground and then you fly up really high in the air. And she's so fun to control when she's in the air. She moves pretty fast. Well, not fast, but she has great aerial movement. The annoying thing is that it's extremely easy for her to go from running to walking with a simple turn. So you can't rely on just running around and expect her to keep on running. So what you've got to do is you've got to constantly jump. And that'll usually guarantee that she'll be ready for a hammer jump as soon as she hits the ground and you try to press the B button again. Just keep doing what I'm doing and jumping constantly while moving forwards. Of course, you can't really do that on slopes because Amy, when she's on a slope, she moves extremely slowly, and even when she lands on a slope from a jump, she still won't be able to do a hammer jump right away. That mirror shows a hidden bottomless pit, so don't stand on the floor tile there. And see another bottomless pit. So this is basically a third act that Amy goes through. Because none of the other characters get to see this. It's got some pretty creepy music. Kind of uneventful though. And Twinkle Park doesn't really make all that much sense, because apparently it's a park that's in outer space. Not really sure how they would go out to build that. I mean, hopefully either Earth has an extended atmosphere so people can breathe even in space, or there's a sort of giant air bubble around this place so people can breathe. So Amy's gameplay revolves around running away from a robot called Zero. And you might think, oh, this is going to be really scary and intimidating. I can't let that robot catch me. Well, here's the thing. The robot doesn't insta-kill you if it grabs you. It doesn't grab you at all, in fact. The robot just attacks you like a regular enemy. I mean, if you hit Zero enough times, then it'll turn in red and become invincible. But that's about it. It doesn't actually kill you unless you have no rings. Really, Zero is just a minor nuisance. It's very easy to avoid him, and he's only a problem in the sections of the levels where you're forced to stand still and can't really run away from him. But but you're usually constantly jumping and running away from him anyways. It's kind of weird hearing her voice fade out from her perspective.
Now, calm down.
That bird doesn't look like he's very stressed out or anything. In fact, the bird doesn't really have any emotion at all. He looks like he's just got a 1,000-yard stare. That bird's seen some shit. They don't really do a good job of giving that bird actual emotion. In Amy's version of this cutscene, Amy has the best lines, while the robot Gamma sounds a lot more robotic. He sounds a lot more stereotypical.
What do you want?
The best version of this cutscene would have Amy's lines from this story and Gamma's lines from Gamma's story.
Nope.
See, he just says, "Hand me the bird." So it doesn't have that joke that it did in Gamma's story.
I don't need to tell you anything. You tell me why you want it now.
Amy doesn't act outright manipulative in Amy's story of this. She's a lot more in character. She doesn't sound outright manipulative. Here it looks like she's being idealistic and genuinely trusting him.
Won't you help us, please?
See, she looks a lot more sincere this time around. And she is, but she doesn't have feelings for that bird. That would be kind of creepy.
I pity you. Love is not part of your programming. You are missing something good.
Another much better line.
Come back here.
She stands completely still when the bird flies away from her. There's no animation there at all.
Go, escape.
Well, what? You sure?
It's dangerous here. Hurry, we'll be at the Mystic Ruins base soon.
You're really nice. You're different from the other robots. You've got a soft spot inside your metal frame. If you want, we can be friends, okay?
So in Twinkle Park, originally you were expected to slow down Zero with a bowling ball. Good luck trying to pick that up. Because the biggest problem that I have with Amy's gameplay isn't just that she's slow, it's also that the game really sucks at determining when you want to pick something up and when you want to use your hammer or something. And a lot of times, Amy's levels expect you to pick stuff up.
Let's see if you can clear this awesome game.
It's kind of weird hearing Eggman say the word awesome. Because he's supposed to be in his 50s and he's a
Good luck.
mad scientist who you expect to say a lot more sophisticated vocabulary. So, this is called Hedgehog Hammer. And you can actually play this in trial mode by going to sub-games. The goal here is to get at least 2,000 points. You have to beat 2,000 points. Then it's better to just stand there and wait and do nothing. Because if you hit the Eggman dolls, then you're gonna lose points. So it's better for you to just stand there and wait. I love his performance there.
Behold the warrior feather! Now you can do the spin hammer attack. Press and hold the action button and move the directional pad in a circle.
Which isn't overly complicated at all. It can't be like the spin attack in Wind Waker, really? You're never going to use this, ever. I mean, all the enemies die in one hit anyway, so there's really no point to having multiple different attacks. I'll see you in the next part.